Last time on Dungeons and Dragons, Pastiche, Xalia, Chuman, Makayla, and Twig, a group that Zoaz hired, whom Khorzaire hired, whom was hired by King, the leader of the Doomstrider organization in Olga, to deliver a parcel to the person whom hired even him, Zoaz Raincaller, the Merchant Queen of Olga. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you sure? Can we get one more layer of commission in here?
I can, but that would increase the length of the recap. Finally made it to the city of destination. With one final task ahead of them, the group secured lodging at an inn called the Thanked Badger. It seemed to feature cheesy meats for their menu, and after digging in and relaxing, Chuman went off in search of someone who could tell him more about the weapon he chose to take up, accompanied by Twig and Pastiche, while Zoaz stayed behind to have a relaxed conversation about the future with Khorzaire, and Makayla slept off a sudden onset of the Aegis. Paying a tinkerer a visit, shenanigans ensued when attunement was swapped from Chuman to Paisley, the titular goblin proprietor of Paisley's Appraisleys. With plenty of fire, strength sapped suddenly, and a bit of team convincing, the three of you did indeed learn more about the Ember Blade, and also successfully keep it in your possession instead of Paisley traipsing about Khorzaire with a flamethrower.
I think you let him.
Xalia, who went swimming in the Dagon River and creating a showy spectacle of cascading waterfalls with her special swim transformation, and learning how the statuettes function in the canals, as well as the structural architecture of having both above-surface bridges and submerged glass tunnels to allow traffic between the Lux and Nux sides of the city, spotted the dogged group returning and joined them. Meanwhile, Zoaz had ventured to the local temple of Selene, a modest yet functional structure that has a map. Modest yet functional structure. You met one of the many faithful at attendance and acquired about the whereabouts of one Elena Moonstrider, your mentor. Surprise paints this Loxodon's face as he stammers out, gosh, you of all people should know. Elena, she's... Then the music changes. The Loxodon pauses for a dramatic moment.
It went so long, it almost feels like months.
Months seem to creep by, so as you wait with bated breath to learn the whereabouts of Elena Moonstrider. Before the Loxodon continues. Zoaz, she's atoning in a place that is safe to her.
I have not heard of this. I was completely unaware. You see, I have been busy on a commission.
Oh.
Atoning, you say? For what?
You can see him kind of shuffle a bit. Go ahead and slide me some persuasion. They appear to be reluctant. Dang, what'd you get?
First roll of the day.
What the heck, a 20? Well,
First roll of the year.
And it was an 18 plus 2 equals 20. Let's see. That's by golly, Zoaz, you're persuasive. Well, I'm not one to gossip and discuss her failings, but although I suppose I've already said too much. She failed, my fellow Selene faithful. I cannot tell you the details. I only heard that grief struck her hard. Many of us went together when she arrived alone without her charge to the Merchant Queen for guidance, and the head of the Monitor sect was there, and they all agreed on our punishment.
I see.
Truly, I can say no more. Let us speak of another subject.
Indeed. Speaking of said subject, would you happen to know, well, it has been so long since I've been in the city, at what time I could potentially get a meeting with the Merchant Queen? You see, my commission from the captain of the Dunestriders. I have to meet her.
See, this some of my faithful is like a little kind of nervous now, but they do still have the wherewithal to answer your question. She's walking around today, but she may be available in the evening, or now that she will return to her office, which is in just a few hours, I suppose. Or you could always try at any point tomorrow or the day after that. She's always available when she's not walking about.
I see. Thank you, my friend, and I am sorry to have put you under so much scrutiny so quickly.
Yes, I am sorry for I am sorry for my behavior as well, Zoaz. I hope I do not give a poor impression of myself in our Luxnox station. I am just a bit skittish and confused. You see, all of our Hollywater has suddenly disappeared, so I'm trying to account. It'll take us days to replenish, so there's a bit of a stress on that.
I see. Quite a coincidence, don't you think?
Coincidence?
Elena takes off to atone, and all the water disappears. Oh, what a shame. Nothing. At any rate, thank you very much for the help.
Yes. You're welcome as always. Will you be staying here for the night?
Zoaz thinks for a moment.
I can arrange a chamber for you. Make sure it is fitted with bedding and sheets and clean linens.
Perhaps that would be best. I would appreciate that very much, actually.
Certainly. It'll take us a bit, but sure. I'll have everything prepared and laid out for you.
Thank you, my friend. I believe I'm going to go out and get some fresh air.
All right.
May the moon shine down upon you, my friend.
Shine down upon you, yes.
And Zoaz is going to step out.
So, smiles as you exit, and you see him kind of fiddle with some stuff, and you hear the clink of glass vials as they prepare to write such to holy water as they declare they would. You exit into the balmy air of Luxnox, the Garden of Khorzaire. It is getting on to sunset.
Zoaz is going to think for a moment, sigh to himself, and head off back to the, Thanked Badger?
That's right.
And see if he can find Korokon and the rest of the crew.
Okay. Head off, treading through the sands and the cobbles and whatnot. And see the merchants battening down the hatches for the evening, corralling the raptors, and you can see at this time the canal gets a bit busier as people are ferrying around whether it be goods or themselves. You make your way back to the Fanked Badger. The Fanked Badger is populated by everyone, including Makayla, who is pleasantly dozing away in her inn room. Makayla, as an elf, you do not have to sleep. Instead, typically meditating and conducting mental exercises in a trance-like state. You haven't tranced in hundreds of years. Today is no different. Your sleep is some such of lucid darkness, where you can feel concepts as your mind turns and attempts to flex, but it mostly amounts to swirls of oil among the darkest ebony. There's vague wisps of smoky resonance and form puddles of feelings you cherish. Part of being an elf is knowing the feeling of loss, accepting that you will outlast anyone you meet, and that most elves consider it a rite of passage, finally understanding the concept of ephemerality yields adulthood. Was, however, someone who kept up with you for every year. Seemed that they had twice the years of wisdom for every one. Fuzzy feeling surrounds you, reminding you of someone that once taught you the value of remembrance. And as this splash of concept soaks its way into your oil painting, you instantly awake. Your eyes are still closed, and you still feel this fuzzy sensation all around your body. You recall wobbling into your inn room and collapsing from eating some very heavy melted cheese and savory meats. You recognize that you're on a bed.
Last time I ever ate at that establishment. Did anyone tell Makayla where they would be going when they split?
I believe I did mention where I was going. Oh no. Actually, no, I didn't. It was unclear at first.
Got it.
You vaguely recall Pastiche doing their best impression of, okay, let's get you to bed, Grandma.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, Makayla probably wouldn't really rush to do anything. Wasn't her goal specifically to get to Lux, then to get to the city. She was just kind of traveling for other purposes, so yeah, I think she would just like take the opportunity to find like look through her various notes and things she's written down. I think I had her like make a map like a copy of the map of that was in the that was like the administrator's, I guess, testing room, whatever that room, exact purpose of that room was.
Right. You formulate this plan in your head, and you open your eyes. You see that you're in an inn. You're in an inn room, so that much is confirmed. You also learn why you're feeling this fuzzy feeling, or should we say furry sensation. You are surrounded on this bed by all too many rodents.
What?
Alongside you, on top of you, stuffed in the pillowcases, like all just super like compact, all huddled together. Just an incredible amount of fluffy, clean, ochre-furred rodents.
Congrats on becoming the rat queen.
With a black banded tail that's twice as long as their body, that ends in a bushy fluff. You would
Makayla would suddenly start moving a lot slower. Does not want to deal with however many, I guess, angrily awoken rodents.
They're uncountable. They're generally all over this bed and like on top of you, like resting on your shoulders, as you're on your side and everything. You identify these as really a nature check. Well, they're rodents by golly, but
one.
Congrats,
20 and a 1.
You have this.
I can't see.
You have this scratch. Like there's just yeah, you have like this scratching that you know deep down what these are, and they're very familiar to you. But first, just within your startled awakeness of, gosh, they're everywhere. There's like rodents in your eyes, in your hair.
I like to imagine
looks like they
it's
were taking a nap with you.
I like to imagine she's like she's like laying down and hasn't like moved or sat up because she doesn't like she feels them all on her and she doesn't want them to like wake up, so she can't like really look at them right now. So it's just like can barely see them by like moving her eyes. She's done like very small head movements to try and not like disturb them too much. She's going to wait, can I dang, I wouldn't be able to do any of these without movement. Yeah, I guess I'd try to like very slowly sit up. And I guess just look around. Is it all rodents? Is this entire room just filled with infinite rodents?
It is limited to the bed.
Okay.
And your person. Actually, you're not sure. Make a perception check.
Okay. Hopefully much better. 17 to 14.
Okay. Oops, all rodents.
All right.
As you like crane your neck to look over, they're on the floor too.
Are they all asleep? Is there any movement?
What's your give me an insight check.
Okay.
You've been out for a while. I'm gonna make it
Another one. An 8.
She's still recovering from the itis. Give her a break.
Yeah, still too much cheese.
Worse, they're dead. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Happened to be IRL.
You are unsure if all of them are asleep.
Yeah. Seriously.
You are unsure if all of them are asleep, but you can confirm that there are quite a few. Like, slash exasperated quite a few.
He will. Keep putting more. I don't know if it's you or like the individual players moving their tokens back, but I like to imagine like everyone moving away from the rats. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, she's going to kind of... Well, she's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Yeah, and then kind of like pick up a rat, like gently.
Whoa!
Not
Rodent be upon you.
Yeah, it's not like just grabbing it, picking it up. Like kind of like lift it, put it on her palm, and like lift it up to her, and like kind of nudge it a little awake, and try and speak with it, and be like, "Hello," like, "Excuse me."
Okay. The little rodent kind of like rubs the sleep out of its eyes and yawns.
Pardon me, but why are... Can I ask you why all of you are sleeping in this room on top of me?
Oi. What's this then? The rodent has a Cockney accent. Well, you wake someone up and immediately ask them questions.
But you are all in my room. Or is this... She's like, is this like a normal thing you do in my mind?
What makes it your room then?
I think I paid for it.
Oh, who are you? You making rules around here? Rodent kind of like stretches and waggles its kind of like little banner tail, big huge bushy thing on the end, but it's kind of thin and combed in the towards the base.
Okay.
Oh wait, I remember you.
What?
I have a message for you.
Do you... She looks around. All have a message for me? Or is it a singular one?
We each have a message for you, yeah. She thought it would be pretty funny if we all said it at the same time.
Makayla, like, squints a little. She...
Yeah, old cranky, creepy maid.
Alright, well, let's get this on with then.
She wanted to check in on her investment. Hope you're not wasting away in the bottom of alcohol glasses.
Well, Makayla would place the rat down, I guess, on the bed. I suppose you just get this over with. And, like, clap to, like, wake up all the... Like, wake up! Everyone...
Alright. When you clap, all countless of these rodents just... There is a... immediate alertness and sudden surge of activity as all of them start like drumming their feet. you can see like a couple wisps of nature magic waft over and kind of like glitter on all of them, and all of these rats, just in a cacophony, open their mouths, and out comes this voice that is like, it is like an electric can opener being pushed through a cheese grater. But distinctively, I mean, well, not but distinctively, but distinctively belonging to that old cranky, creepy maid. And they're all saying different things, and it's difficult to quite make out. It's just just words. Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage to try to make out some.
2 19s.
Hey.
Or no, it's a 16 or 19. The dice are just upside down. Still good though.
All right.
23.
Okay. Some of them are just like vague, not vague, or just words of encouragement. Some of them are thinly veiled threats to not waste your talent. Some of them are just grumbling about what's for lunch. It looks like the spell wasn't done correctly. And then some of them are weird rhymes.
That's a pocket dial.
Yeah, some of them are weird rhymes like "packed you a snack, back on track," and then the other one is like, there's another roll is like "Gull the gull, you've got it in the bag." Some of it's not. Some of it's just questionable. One of them does ring out to you with your lovely 23 as something you've heard before, and it seemed to be a and it is your days in the rough will polish you brighter than diamond, and you recognize that as a phrase, as something that your tutor commonly said. It's about a minute of this caterwaul.
Yeah. Just sitting there waiting for it to end.
And
like, this is not the first time this would have happened.
Nope.
So she's just like, all right, let's get it over with.
And then all the rats just kind of like pour underneath the bed that you're sitting in. Like they hop off, just all of them scurry, and then scamper underneath the bed. You just hear more pitter patter, and before you don't hear anything anymore. The rat you did speak to kind of like lingers a bit and just waves their banner tail in the air, or banner-like tail in the air.
Yeah, as like they'd be leaving, Makayla would just be like, "Well, I apologize for her making you all do this. Please, I hope it wasn't too much trouble." Like with the last bit of her speak with the animals. No, that was going on for a minute.
It's fun for us too. So go do the thing, I guess. Something rooting for it or whatever. Bye. And the last one jumps off and goes under the bed.
It just sits in the silence, enjoying it, not hearing a cacophony of rats.
You don't like the rat sound?
After the spectacle, you remember and identify these as banner-tailed kangaroo rats, native to the arid Khorzaire.
In any of those cacophony, did I pick out where, like, an actual meaningful message from Creel? Of where, like, if like something that she would want or needs, or like a location of anything?
No.
Okay, it was just like a checkup. Got it.
You do, as you're reviewing this message of sorts, you do, like, you don't detect that she's, like, it's not that she's asking for anything, but the messenger, or the messenger person that is sending you a message has packed you a snack somehow.
It's like left on the table.
Some kind of treat. But you look around. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Some kind of snack, some kind of treat.
17.
You don't see anything that doesn't belong to you in this room.
I
Maybe.
open, like, I would open up my bag, see that if anything was placed in there.
Okay.
Still nothing, right?
Thumb through, check your look through.
Also, just check, make sure everything's there, like no
check all your
red,
stuff,
anything.
your notes and maps and all your other stuff, all your other belongings are there. You look for unfinished, and then that's still there. And
Okay. Well. I guess Makayla would kind of sigh with a bit of a small hint of a smile and get herself ready to leave the inn room, I suppose. Realizing she should have held one of those creatures back so she could send a return message, but she'll find something else.
Head on down. And let's see here. By sheer utter coincidence, Makayla waking up and freshening up and getting downstairs, Zoaz's swift pace, undeterred and the lagging pace of Pastiche and Twig maneuvering Chuman around, accompanied by Xalia. By sheer utter coincidence, you'll all arrive at the Thank Badger at the same time. Because of this, like the difference in gates and time spent. You four are there just by a hair, though. You guys managed to get inside as Makayla is coming down and Zoaz is opening the door. And the music changes.
I would like to remind everyone that Xalia has a sandfish head modeled after the statues currently.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember if she still has a fishy in her mouth, though. She might.
As you enter the Thanked Badger, there are a number of people just kind of like working the lobby. There's a just an angry looking dwarf that looks like he's been in too many bar fights. He's got scars going everywhere, just setting out placemats and arranging the cutlery before just kind of looking up towards the ceiling, sighing, then kind of like wiping their chef's apron and moving back and You can see a couple other people just milling around, stacking like cake plates on top of each other. The bar is right next to the lobby. A bartender greets you. Oi! There's a couple patrons as well.
Zoaz opens the door and steps in and sees, miraculously, all 5 of the rest of his crew standing out in the open, having also just come down and entered the room, and sharply inhales and coughs a little bit. Hello, he says out loud.
Xalia shows him her fishy.
Xalia, I assume. Yeah,
She's still wearing the same clothes and the rest of her body is the same. She just has a stonefish head.
Cool.
With are you still holding the fish in the fish?
In her mouth, yes.
Okay, you haven't done anything with it. Okay.
No.
Zoaz mentally recalibrates who Xalia is in his head. And is going to ask if the group has seen Korokon. Have any of you seen Korokon? I left him here when I went out to go to the temple. Oh, and good to see you feeling better, Makayla.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get... What was it? Cheesy meats at that establishment? Again, but I am feeling better now. Good
This
nap helped.
establishment?
Was it here? I don't know where I got them.
Zoaz looks around to make sure that none of the staff heard. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen Korokon. I saw a couple 100 rats or so.
Xalia, minor illusions a rat.
I describe the species, but then realize,
The minor illusion updates with your description.
Yeah, it's no, it's kind of like banner-like tail, and there you go. And just imagine wall to wall, every surface. And that's what I woke up to.
I see. Well, they certainly weren't there when I left. Well, how about the rest of you? Have you seen Korokon at all? And is Chuman feeling alright?
Human's kind of out of it. He doesn't really hear you that much.
Are you okay? Did something happen?
It's been a long day.
Hasn't been that long since I left you all to your own devices. What in the name of Selene happened?
That blade.
Not.
Pastiche's eyes narrow. He glares at Chuman.
Well, we found quite some interesting information about the blade from our last escapade.
Interesting, yes.
What did you learn?
I'd rather talk about it in our own cabin instead of out here in the public.
Fair enough.
Zoaz shrugs and nods. Well, suppose let us be off.
Xalia's gonna go harass that dwarf.
Twig's gonna come with.
The dwarf of your desire is in the kitchens. Doing so would be trespassing and is illegal.
Oh, I thought it was at the bar. Never mind.
Oh no, they dipped back into the kitchens.
Okay.
All these
Well,
rules.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna minor illusion a monocle into this dwarf.
Okay.
That's all she's doing for now. You're gonna have to drag her away because she's gonna try to entertain herself if you don't.
Zoaz is leaving you to your own devices.
Okay. Time to cause problems.
Just gonna order something to eat.
Okay. You flag down a service staff. This appears to be a Minotaur fellow, large fellow. Looks like he's kind of like barely fitting into this nice-looking button-up shirt. It's stretching. The shirt is trying its hardest. But he comes up with a paper and pencil, paper and carbon. Yes, sir. What can I get for you?
Does he have the monocle?
Whoosh, now he does.
Excellent. This is all that matters.
I think I'll have the chef special.
One chef special. The chef special tonight is our Blitzmas Beast. It is 2 jumbo-sized drink cups filled with melty cheese. They're tied to each other with the long links of sausage, and they are shellacked with a dried beef jerky style juice, and then also inside the large drink cups they are cured straws of meat, and they are topped with a dollop of green peppers, and it comes with a fancy umbrella.
That sounds terrifying. Xalia, do you want one too?
Xalia is going to minor illusion, removing the monocle, a item that matches that exact description in her hand. She's gonna munch it. The illusion. It's gonna realistically add bites.
Twig turns back and says, I'll have what she's having.
One Blitzmas Beast chef special coming up. Can I get the rest of you anything? Perhaps something to drink or eat, or perhaps an appetizer?
Is he gesturing towards the rest of the group that's heading towards the room?
Who is staying?
I think it's just Twig and Xalia.
Yeah. Xalia decided to be a problem and Twig followed.
Oh, they appear to be leaving. Or are they with you? Can I get them something, or are they fine? Hospitality is something that we cherish here at Things Measure.
I think they should be fine for now.
Alright. Well then. Takes a big sniff. Be back. And the Minotaur clods off. And Twig and Xalia, you are left to yourselves, unsupervised.
Oh no.
That's a great way to put it.
The food in her hands is going to like invert and become a writhing, massive, like squiggly tentacle monster for a moment, and then it's going to invert again and just turn into a bunch of spikes, and then she's gonna just finish eating it.
you hear from your 5 o'clock, you hear, oh.
She's gonna turn. Well, she's not gonna turn. She's going to point an eye, revolve around to look.
There is a small Leonin cub, just mouth agape, looking in shock and awe at the item in your hand. the item specifically not in your hand, but the illusion.
Xalia is going to lean down to this child and pull out an identical copy of the illusion directly in front of them. It's going to very tentatively extend a single tentacle, but never actually touch the cub.
The cub reaches forward. For me?
The tentacle is going to play dodgy with the cub.
Make a performance check.
Okay. Oh, this looks... Oh no, it's just loading. She's very good at these. She's very good at these.
Alright. I don't have a lion cub, so here's a lion.
Okay. Just imagine that, but smaller, right?
Yeah.
We can do that, actually. Zip.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice. Cool.
Let's see here. The Leonin cub. I mean, even at your worst, Xalia, you have a certain degree of control over your magic, and it is better than any kind of motor function that this little Leonin cub can muster up. You successfully just kind of keep the illusion, the tentacle, out of the grasping claws of this adolescent, and they finally just kind of get frustrated and kind of like shift down and wiggle their bottom, and they look like they're about to pounce.
Xalia's minor illusion is going to suddenly latch onto this child, and they're going to have like a tentacle floating directly in front of their eyeball. It wiggles.
You can see like this little cub has just frozen in place, and you can see that their eyes are just watching the wiggle back and forth, just whoop, 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 their eyes noticeably shifting.
Okay. The thing as a whole is going to burst into a flock of feathers and just fly across the room.
Okay.
It's a little ball of feathers now, not tentacles.
Alright. The cub roars into just shrieks of like excitement. Ah! Where you hear a noise and then a call from across the way, and they just start running off laughing. Ah!
Sorry, what was that last bit? I didn't quite catch
And they
that.
just start just running off laughing away from you. Just, ah.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know what the layout is, but could Twig try to like peek into the kitchen to see what goes into making this thing?
Yeah. I don't really have a thing that would be useful for layout. Let me see. Hey, alright. Here, one sec. I guess it doesn't really matter, but give me just one sec, and I can give you a layout. But the way the kitchens are set up is there's on the right there's a door that has like a little window. And on the left, there it is open, but it has sort of like a waist-high, like a little flat. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I can imagine it.
So you try to get a peek at the whatever lies beyond, really. And sure, give me a perception check as I hastily map out.
Doing it. We're causing problems.
Did you get a natural 20?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Naturally seeing everything.
Alright,
Twig's eyes are very big, and they're very focused on this kitchen. Hey, maybe. Yes, it is food time.
Alright, boop, boop. You got, we need some light here. Alright, so what are you looking for? What are you peeking in this kitchen? You see a kitchen.
I'm trying to see if I can see the dwarf cook.
Oh, you can see a Minotaur cook. Oh, he's cooking. What that dwarf doing?
I like how you said that. I don't like the tone.
Whoa, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
You can see that dwarf cook, and oh yeah.
What's the dwarf doing?
What that dwarf doing? Alright, so let's see here. Let's get you guys situated. Alright, look out. Alright, we're working here. Shabam. Okay. Let's get you. There's probably a cat here. There may be a rat.
Well known as the same thing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh. I was like, what?
Cool.
Where is...
Yes, I know.
Where is... the only bard? There we go. Alright. Twig. As you take a peek, you can see the Minotaur kind of like briefly open the door as they go through. They kind of they have to squeeze through, and you can see some like hustle and bustle of many cooks and chefs and stuff just running around fixing stuff. You catch a glimpse of this dwarf as they maneuver past, grab some ingredients, and then run back. The door closes though. You can see, let's see here. Got a good eye, so you can see everything about the Minotaur. They appear to be studious. You can see from the brief glimpse that you catch of the dwarf, your natural 20 for a total of 27 nets you that they've got something like a mohawk. They're just super scarred up. They're just eternally mad. It's like everything. They look like everything in the world is going wrong for them, and that they hate it. But they do walk around with a purpose. they just got regular kind of chef garments on, little apron. Beneath it, some kind of like tunic of brown and something, just like food caked something. Stains on the apron. And you can see many other people running around in there too. There's a goblin in there. There's a Lizardfolk in there. The Lizardfolk also has a mohawk, but it's like a sail thing. There's quite a few people running around in there. There's lady cook, male cook, all cooking.
Okay. Would Twig recognize anyone from that he caught a glance of?
Make a history check. You feel like you're not sure. After thinking about it for a moment, you feel like you're just forcing the idea. But there is something a little familiar about these sneaking glimpses that you're catching from some of the cook staff and wait staff.
Okay.
Sneaking familiarity. Before long, the Minotaur comes out and gives you these. Indeed, it is exactly as described. These two jumbo-size, just big gulps. It's filled with nacho cheese, like just melty cheese, and inside of it are just straws of cured meat. There's an umbrella on the top. The umbrella is multicolored. They are wrapped together with sausage links. Puts it down on the table. Nods. Your order, sir.
It looks incredible. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, 2 big gulps of Velveeta.
that's what I'm imagining. Yeah. All right, who's gonna help me with this?
This happens to be my favorite, the chef special, but I can tell you that it is quite delectable.
It seems like it's not for the faint of heart.
Certainly not. Well, can I get you anything else?
I think this will quite be enough. How much do I owe you?
This is going to be 2 silver and 5 copper. It's a bit on the pricey side, but there's a lot to prepare. And honestly, it's a large portion. I'm sorry, I forget myself. You did not have any objections.
Twig will hand over the money and thank him again.
Thank you. Would you like a drink? Can I get you a water or something?
I think that would be for the best.
For your friend too, would you also like a water? Gestures towards Xalia.
Xalia is playing with a cat.
Mal. Alright. He sees that you're just holding the cat's like front paws as it walks up you with its hind legs. It just does a flip or something, and then.
Oh no, I mean she's playing with the Leon cat cub.
Oh, that dude's long gone.
Oh, I thought I thought she threw the thing for it.
Oh, see, that's what Xalia may have thought. But when the cub didn't come back, things got a little questionable.
Fair.
I'm sorry, Lance.
Then she is not playing with the cat and is instead just kind of bored. I guess she might have probably gone back up to the room at this point.
Okay.
Twig, your fate is your own.
I'm scared.
You leave Twig with an ordeal.
Mm-hmm. It builds character.
This is a boss encounter.
Mm-hmm.
It's an average portion for the Great Twig.
The Minotaur returns. Drops down a has a glass of water in his hand and places it on a places the tray, places the water on the tray, puts down a square napkin, crushes some salt in his hand, drops it on the napkin, puts the water on the napkin, takes the tray, leaves.
Like there's crushed salt on the napkin.
On the napkin underneath the water glass now.
Twig's gonna like pick up the water and like just take a look at the salt.
Okay.
Like it's just like the salt was underneath the glass.
Yes.
I see.
What are you doing with the salt? Like, are you checking it for traps?
I was gonna like check it for a message or something, but like I imagine it's just salt.
It's what's your passive investigation? Let's take a look. It's just salt, my guy.
I don't think the water needs any salt, so Twig's just gonna take a big gulp, not of the water, of the cheese.
Okay. As it goes into your beak, as you're slurping this melty nacho cheese, you find out that there are bacon bits in it.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
And the meat straw that's in it provides a particular flavor to it. It's kind of like a smoky, savory, meaty cheese instead of cheesy meat.
I think Twig's had enough food for a few weeks.
So at this time, you notice the jerked, the jerked jerky juice next to you.
It just keeps coming. If he's able, I think Twig might try to take the rest upstairs to the group to get some backup.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much he can carry though.
100.
All right. All right. Yeah, you can. Are you just gonna just carry the cups up there?
Yeah, I'm imagining him like stumbling into the room with like cheese dripping from his beak, just saying help.
Or as you begin like collecting all the things together, the Minotaur slides out. Would you like a? Can I help you? Would you like a box?
Yes, please. That would be perfect.
Sure thing. One moment.
Hey, baby. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm being sat on.
Now you're stuck.
I know. He's no longer starving to death, which means it's nap time.
Good.
With the danger time of being sat on.
The Minotaur comes back with like a egg carton tray and puts lids on your cups for you. Takes the meat straws and then lays them between the two cups and then puts lids on the cups. With a couple wipes of a wet napkin, you are cleaned up and ready to go. The Minotaur nods to you. The chef gives his regards. Thank you for trying our special.
Likewise. Tell the chef, give the chef my regards as well.
Aye.
And Twig will lumber upstairs.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage. You're heavy with food. Okay. You hear a creak, just like in the direction of the kitchen door. You turn to look, but the door closes before you can get an eye. But you can ascertain that the from the silhouette seem to be a diminutive stature. For the rest of the group, Twig opens the door. He looks to be in duress.
Twig, what is that?
Dinner.
I see.
How high is the sun in the sky right now?
It is below the sky.
It is night.
It is nighttime.
All that for yourself.
Well, in theory. In practice, maybe not so much.
Zoaz raises a scaly eyebrow.
Anyone want to give it a go?
Makayla looks sick.
Pastiche?
It would be an insult to the chef not to, really.
Pastiche looks up from the corner of the room. Chuman?
Chuman looks up from the bed. Fine. It would be an insult to not finish it, Twig.
Would June even be able to keep it down?
He needs his strength. That's why I offered.
Don't think what that meal provides is strength.
It's providing something.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
A prolonged trip to the bathroom, perhaps.
Fine then. More for me.
I was gonna say, what does
Xalia
the
Minor
cheese
Illusions text in the air already had one.
I was gonna say, what does the cheese look like as Twig walked in?
Well, there's lids on it.
Yeah, I think it's just like just the meat cups that are visible right now.
And the straws.
Yep, and the straws.
Chuman's just gonna raise a hand to just motion. I'm good.
This room is
Maybe.
like, this isn't like a big room, so I'm imagining it's like rapidly starting to smell like these things.
Uh huh.
Oh no.
Kayla's like constantly prestidigitating something around her, just like to be a nice smell.
Twig, I believe it is your solemn duty to do your best to finish those
Meat cups.
meat cups. If Zoaz looks at them and gulps and says, "If you fail in your task, then I suppose I will aid you."
Twig is going to devour the meat cups.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
There it is.
that's what to say.
Hey, what do you
Shit.
know?
Wow.
It takes you like 30 minutes.
That's
but-
pretty impressive.
of concentrated pecking at this, being egged on by your peers.
I feel like we'd be cautioning him against this, actually.
But you put Makayla out of your mind, and you chowed out. There's a couple moments where you have to pause for a bit and just focus your mind.
Xalia made it look so easy.
There's a scary moment where, excuse me, where things feel dangerous, but you are a denizen of Luxnox. You know how to handle such food. And you know how to handle such feelings. You just close your eyes, you focus on a center, and you bring like this little ball of focus like towards some kind of inert part of your body. So you're not focusing on the stomach that is filled with melted cheese and meat and bacon and juice.
The awful feeling of ingesting 3 times as much protein as you should in 3 weeks
And sausage.
in 5 minutes.
The feeling goes away, and you return. And it only felt like 30 minutes, but you all watch this spectacle for about like an hour. You're unable to take your eyes away from Twig just eating. Doing his duty, as you mentioned. And Twig, you succeed in this task. Very solid. You are immune to fear for the next 24 hours.
Sure does take some courage to eat that. Zoaz will clear his throat and say, "Well, now that we have watched Twig's noble sacrifice, what did you all find out about that sword?"
Right. First, should I ask you, do you know what the name of this blade is?
The Emberblade, as we were told by...
Yep.
that's her name.
That's the name.
By Lady Meryl.
Lady Manhattan.
It was assumed that it was, or at least I assumed that it was the blade of the same name. Was I incorrect?
No, you were correct. It's just some did not know about the blade itself. At any rate, we took it to an appraisal, and the goblin, once he touched the blade,
Did you plan on selling it?
You trusted
No.
one of the most legendary artifacts known to Khorzaire and arguably the known world with an appraisalist?
Human shrugs. I had a theory. Well, first, I needed to make sure.
So, what was your theory?
Well, something was kept gnawing at me when I had this blade in my possession. So I figured to try it on another person to make sure I wasn't imagining things.
Try it on another person?
I assume you mean give it to someone else?
Yes. I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would change the appraiser, but he was going mad as soon as he touched the blade. Twig and Pastiche can back me up on his actions.
His actions? Well, more of the blade's actions. It's cursed, you see. It hungers for souls.
I see.
I don't believe that's ever been included in any legends.
Not that I've heard.
Oh. Maybe it was different for me, but I wasn't feeling any of that kind of lust when I had the blade initially.
Well, Is Chuman's chest still quote-unquote on fire for that silver flame?
It is.
It's
It is actually a little bit brighter.
a little bit brighter, a little bit bigger.
Zoaz will notice that and say, well, perhaps we should... how do I put this? Perhaps we should ensure that it is not bound to you to prevent any lust for the souls of others from taking over your faculties. Seems like a reasonable idea to me.
Well, the catch was, one says, it actually bounds as soon as someone else touches it. The one that was previously bound, I suppose, gets extremely fatigued because I lost all my strength when the appraiser lost his mind for a moment.
Zoaz says, well, I am an ordained cleric. I can remove curses, separate those from a magic item, etc. And then we can bind it in cloth and handle it more safely than having a legendary blade that thirsts for the souls of the innocent out and about.
Right, I suppose I am in no space to argue.
Does anyone else have any objections, or? Yes, like that. Thank you, Xalia.
He's like just playing in the corner.
Xalia, Minor Illusion's a cartoonish looking fire sword that's just random people throughout this conversation.
Yes.
Xalia, you're not from Khorzaire. Have you ever heard of any lore or legend that described this curse on the Ember Blade?
Who was Makayla asking?
Xalia.
Oh, see if she remembers anything. That's a history check, presumably.
History check, yeah.
Because, like, the blade itself has more lore kind of
Um,
outside of Khorzaire.
You. Let's see. Xalia would have read a little bit about it and its previous owners. But that doesn't really answer Makayla's question. But you do vividly remember your own adventure. There was a point where you went through the ruined household turned bandit base. That household used to belong to one of the tenants, or like a ancestral line of people that passed down the Ember Blade, or were part of the Ember Knights lineage. I think you guys found out what happened to that guy, but I don't super recall during the course of the adventure. But if you didn't, I'll say you figured it out like in the epilogue. That person was the last remaining survivor, as far as you were aware. They were so distraught and maddened by the secret that they had to keep that they felt themselves like twisting and turning into an altogether different creature, and they gave their possessions away to Kier Silverlake, and Kier kind of like explained to you all that the Nothic that you discovered and slew beneath the in the bandit hideout was that person. And then also in the texts that you found in the ruined library, there would have been mentions of let's see, would there have been? Let me check my notes from that adventure.
Okay. I think the broad conclusion of this is that Xalia is going to stare blankly, at her pillow for a little bit, and just you can almost visibly see the gears turning in her head before she kind of just raises a hand, wiggles it in a kinda thumb basis, way.
Alright. Sounds. I think it's considering the location of where we found this blade. I think there is a possibility it could have been cursed after its usage more recently. The relative timescale, I should say. Because, not to say that's necessarily the case, but a curse to compel a wielder to hunt and consume souls does seem somewhat at odds with the stories told about the blade. And the deeds apparently performed with it.
Well, whatever the case, Zoaz, if you can remove that curse, you should, immediately.
Yeah, ultimately, I don't think there's many downsides to removing a curse.
Indeed. I do not have the magics prepared right now, but certainly in the morning I can. And we'll take care of it then. I don't believe Chuman will be going anywhere for the time being, tired as he is.
Human just shakes his head.
I just think it's important to remember that I don't think those who held the blade last were necessarily allies of its original wielders.
Hey, baby.
Indeed.
Real quick, just interject. Xalia, no mentions of like curses or anything like that, except for like the entity you encountered, but lots of like bird paraphernalia.
Okay. Again, she's the issue is with that knowledge being in Xalia's head is there's very little way to communicate something that complex on a dime.
Yeah,
Right.
I was just
So you get maybe,
I was just,
kinda, yeah.
Closing it out. Yeah, but continue, guys. Go ahead.
Hey, baby. Are you warm?
Well, then there's nothing much else to do regarding it now. Is there anything else that was discovered about the blade?
Oh, nothing else in particular, although I have my own suspicions. After recent events, it most likely deals with my own hometown. As much as I don't want to believe it.
Really?
You all remember before we met Demios, the purple tiefling, Champagne?
Yes.
Made quite an impression.
Something like that.
Something to kidnap you and all.
Well,
Or, I suppose, rescue you away from us villains.
outside of his outbursts, the stuff that he mentioned beforehand about me being a prince is true. But more importantly, he mentioned instead of my safety and return to the Tumulus Empire, he mentioned that there was an item of far more importance than my safety. And after thinking about it, I'm fairly sure that this blade is what was stolen from our treasury.
I see.
Although, the bigger question that I have is, one, how did it get there? Considering that the Molus Empire has no history in our own books about it. And two, how did it get out? The Empire's security is extremely tight. It took me over a year of planning just to escape on my own.
Well, I think those who, I suppose, worked to retrieve it work on a grander timescale than a couple of years. If what I read in their, I guess, study, lab, whatever that facility was supposed to be, where we fought the test, the automaton. This administrator, or Delacrux, claims that they were, well, someone who worked with the God Emperor Wenceslas himself. For all we know, that a year of planning could have been trivial for them.
I suppose in that
So
sense.
I wouldn't have patience for a whole year of planning.
Although my beliefs in terms of how it got out is it may have been an insider from our lands. But regardless, it's still speculation. If it is true, then we probably have a lot of eyes roaming around.
Well, only so much can be done with just theories and conjecture at the moment. We need to... I believe we need to start thinking of some next steps. We've reached the destination of our promised escort.
Yes,
Now-
about that. Have any of you seen Korokon?
Shakes head.
And the rest of you?
None of us have seen him while we were out.
Yes, we were preoccupied.
Fair enough. Xalia?
Xalia, minor illusions of big red X.
Zoaz rubs his temples. I see. We'll have to, most likely, get an audience with the Queen herself. Not unheard of or unreasonable, but I do need to know where Korokon is, so we can arrange a time and we can get the cargo to her safely. So I'll need to find him.
You not checked his room?
Do you happen to know where his room is?
Fair point.
Because I certainly don't. No matter. I will check in the main hall of this place one more time. And if I cannot find him, then, well, he knows where to find us. And we shall see him in the morning. Zoaz stands up, grabs his staff, and gets to the door. I will be staying at the Temple of Selne tonight. I shall see you all in the morning to, hopefully, separate Chuman from that blade.
I'll make sure he doesn't leave before you arrive.
Thank you, Pastiche. And, sometimes these cursed items can have a mind of their own, so I may need some help holding him down while we remove the curse. But that is a problem for tomorrow. At any rate, have a good night and stay safe. I'll be off now.
Rest well, Zoaz.
And you all as well. And Zoaz will step out and close the door. Kerchunk.
I think Makayla would be particularly tired after, like, kind of effectively just napping maybe an hour ago. So she'd get up and say, well, it's actually still rather rested from previous, I suppose, nap. There is something I do wish to look up and see if I can find any records for it, any, I guess, libraries or such. So I shall return later, I suppose. And Makayla will also leave.
Chuman just
Kerchunk.
turns in the bed and then just drifts off to sleep.
Maybe. My computer is dying, but I can't move.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, the cat paralysis will have to end.
But she's purring.
Now imagine if there was hundreds of those cats all around you, lying as you lied in your bed.
I think after his meal, Twig's gonna need to lay down for a bit.
Food coma.
No, meanwhile, Pastiche is going to sit themselves opposite the doorway and start fiddling with some scrolls.
Scroll fiddler. What are we doing?
We're attempting to copy a spell.
Can you do that?
As a wizard?
Illegal.
Is that something that you can do as a wizard?
Yeah.
Sure. Copy a scroll into your spellbook?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out if I can do it.
Yeah, that passes.
Oh, I can easily do it.
Let's see. Which scroll is this?
Dragon Breath.
Okay. Dargon Breath is a second level spell, so it takes you 4 hours and 100 gold. The gold represents the materials that you expend messing with the spell scroll to quickly quickly is relative, but quickly write it down and master the spell enough to change the jargon that is inscribed on the spell and put it into your spellbook in a way that you can understand it and succeed in it before the mana in the scroll is used up. And you get it just in time before scroll flitters away into fire 4 hours later.
Throughout the evening, there are random puffs of smoke and what sound like small explosions in the room.
Bailey is picking her teeth with an interdimensional dagger.
At a couple points, Pastiche, you have to run down to the kitchen to get a jalapeno or like a cayenne pepper to use for the spell and just like inscribe it. Turns out to be the catalyst to making it work. But yeah, you inscribe the dragon's breath scroll into your spell book, and you now have access to it.
All right.
You can choose to prepare it. Let's see, Zoaz, as you jump down the stairs, you see old Khorzaire. Just immediately, right there.
Oh,
he's in easy view of the landing. He appears to be having dinner.
Zoaz will walk over. Ah, Khorzaire. I was just looking for you.
Oh, Zoaz. You came just in time. Would you like to have a seat and join me for dinner?
I am not particularly hungry right now, but I wanted to talk to you, so indeed, I'll sit down.
Have a
And
seat.
Zoaz will sit down with Khorzaire.
Okay. You can see that Khorzaire has something that looks like a deep-fried snake. It's got like a drawing kind of like staked to its head. It's got like a sparkler just sticking out of each eye.
Uh-huh.
And he's got a cup next to him, ostensibly for a drink, but it's empty. Instead, there is a soggy, like, brightly colored, flower patterned shirt.
In the cup?
Yes.
Khorzaire, may I ask what is happening with the shirt there?
Oh, they call it Panamania. It cost me 2 silver and 5 copper, but watch this. This is what you have to do. He takes the shirt out with his claws and then takes one end of the claw, takes the other end of the claw, and twists and wrings out some kind of alcohol into the cup. Wrings it out from the shirt. And then drinks it.
I like to imagine that's the moment Makayla just like walks by,
Yep.
looks over, and like has to like stifle a gag.
Yeah, Zoaz.
Makayla, you look over and you see this Aldani merchant just wringing like whiskey or beer or something out of a Hawaiian shirt just into a cup. There's a deep fried snake in front of him with sparklers going everywhere.
Yeah, no, she like puts her her hand to her mouth and just like walks faster. Trying to not think about that. Yeah. Like might have said like hello and like entered the conversation, but on seeing that just doesn't.
Korgon seems to be enjoying himself.
Zoaz is taking big gulps of air to prevent himself from succumbing to the gag reflex that he's currently having.
What's wrong with the Hawaiian shirt? You don't want the idea of armpit sweat in your alcohol?
Not particularly.
What's that face for, Zoaz? It's clean, they assured me.
I see.
I suppose, how are you going to tell, huh? It's soaked with the drink.
Exactly. At any rate, believe Queen Khorzaire will be available for audiences soon. Sometime tonight, or tomorrow at the very least.
Aye, when did you plan on going?
Well, there's something for me to take care of in the morning. Perhaps we could go tonight. Or after, or tomorrow evening, when she's done with her walks. It is... What time is best for you, Korokon?
Any time is best for me. This is the last thing I have to do on this trip before I start another trip, so...
Then I
Last thing you have to do. Drinking the Hawaiian shirt.
Then I suppose we shall head off as soon as you're ready, and go to meet Queen Khorzaire.
Well, I had a mind to have all of your entourage present. They're all part of the group. I would see them rewarded just as well as you.
Indeed. Then it will have to be tomorrow evening.
It's not every day that you get to curry favor with the Merchant Queen of Olga.
Indeed.
That may be valuable to someone in your party, as well as the money, of course.
Indeed, indeed.
Are they willing and able to go tonight?
I do not believe so.
A pity. Well, I suppose we can... I feel like I've said this many times, Zoaz. What's one more day?
What's one more day, indeed. My compatriots, our entourage, will be here in the morning, and I will be meeting them here. Personally, I will be sleeping at the Temple to Selene.
I see. Zoaz, I've been meaning to ask. I dare not ask Chuman. He seems to be dodgy of the subject. What's going on with that flame on his chest? Is he okay? Is he going to die?
He is not going to die, and the thing I have to do tomorrow morning is take care of that, but in theory, he should be fine. If not, well, I will be helping him out, regardless, to handle that, as it were.
Zoaz, you use vague words and terms to describe what is incredibly apparent on your companion's chest. Do you not trust me with the truth? Is he some kind of fire conjurer, and this is...
He is not a fire conjurer. It's a cursed item that we are going to take care of.
Oh. He has cursed the poor lad. Where did he get his unfortunate fingers?
Oh, a cursed sword.
Skull. I won't pry anymore, Zoaz. Never mind.
It's
not even fun anymore.
I promise it is not something for you to be concerned with.
Make a persuasion check. What'd you get?
15.
Okay. Korikon kind of twiddles his mandibles, looking at you for a moment before takes a bit out of his deep fried snake. We'll go tomorrow.
Indeed. And if you need anything, feel free to come to the Temple of Selene and ask for me by name.
Certainly.
Or perhaps any of our group here. At any rate, I shall leave you with your food.
Zoaz, I heard an explosion over yonder. Are you sure you don't want to investigate that first?
Did Zoaz hear this explosion?
No, you did not.
Over yonder. Where?
He just points lazily behind him.
I see. I'll take a look.
There were 30 chickens flying the coop. They were everywhere. It was a catastrophe.
Indeed. I suppose more trouble to get myself into can't hurt. Zoaz will stand up, push the chair away from the table.
I couldn't do anything being a lowly Aldani merchant myself.
Oh, you think too lowly of yourself, my friend. But I do agree. Not doing anything was probably the smart action in that situation. I'll take a look. Have a good night, Korikon.
Have a good night.
Zoaz is going to...
Before you leave, Zoaz, Korikon has a question for you. Zoaz.
Yes?
That time you spoke of. A day where the dead do not walk Khorzaire and people are not threatened. If you could make that time arrive sooner, now, would you?
Zoaz, without hesitation, says, yes. Yes, I would.
Have a good night, Zoaz.
And you as well, my friend. And walks towards the direction Korikon pointed in to say the explosion was.
Okay. Cut to Makayla. Who is outside?
Yeah. I mean, Makayla would, I guess, mainly like trying to walk to like get tired, I guess. But like also like would see if there's any like I guess libraries or bookstores open at this hour.
Okay. It is getting on to evening now. You walk around. Make a survival check.
Okay. Eh, 16.
Not bad. Okay. You do walk around a bunch of Luxnox. You walk up, you take a ferry, go over to a canal, over into Nox. You take an undersea tunnel back over to Lux. Just getting the lay of the city and just how it's arranged, the architectural arrangement of the Garden of Khorzaire, getting it into your head, and you do spy a library. It is closed. It is open. It has early hours actually. It closes very early in the afternoon. So they are long gone. that's as far as what you get for the specific of what you're looking for. You do see people walking around, see merchants doing doing their calculations, like just reconciling for the day, just as you walk around. Here's each of them kind of like muttering about whatever problem they have or they had today, or if they're just or if they're just counting, or just kind of talking to themselves, talking to their associates. Probably at the end of your walk, you are face to face with a palm tree.
Yo.
Oh shit. The greatest villain known to man.
It's true. I mean, everyone who has ever come into contact with a palm tree has died.
You
That's
will not
fact.
survive. You will not win. Just run. Do not be a hero.
This foe is severely overleveled.
Make a dexterity save.
Oh shit.
This needs to change.
I rolled a 18, 23.
As you are mulling to yourself over this palm tree, the soft voice of nature alerts you for a moment. You lurch to the side, narrowly avoiding plump a coconut crashing down where you once stood.
Ayla, don't be a hero.
I look back up to see if it just like fell. Like something falls next to you. You gotta look up. You're like, what the?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's
Make a perception check.
Yeah. No. Eight.
A natural one. There's
So many today.
this.
It's dark out.
This palm tree. It's dark out. You can't really see, but what you can see is this palm tree has it's got some more ammunition left in the chamber.
I leave the vicinity of the palm tree,
Okay.
seeing as it's a safety hazard to stand around it. Like, yeah. Thinking like, strange, must have been the wind. And yeah, steer clear of any other palm trees for the night, I guess.
Okay.
Cowardice.
You're the one telling me to run away.
Cowardice.
You don't. Xalia's not there.
You're hearing voices on the wind.
Yeah,
So.
that's right.
So I'm sorry. What are you doing? What are you?
Oh, I guess just I suppose if can't find any like books, Makayla would try and hear about any news, like just like small talk with whoever's still up and about, if like what the status of like what any interesting happenings going on within the city, I guess,
Sure.
while she's
maybe
out
so.
and about. So at D12.
Yeah.
Okay. A 5?
Okay. Here you go. You get this this dwarf. He's got his raptor with him, and hitched to that raptor is a small wagon. He's got kind of like a top knot. He's got this huge kind of muffler going around his neck. He's got like a kind of a rucksack with a little map rolled up on top, and then just gear on the bottom. you can see him kind of messing with his raptor and moving things about in his wagon. It makes just kind of like rocky, kind of clacky noises. Like you can. It looks like you can get this one's attention. As you stand there,
sorry, no, it's like I, the player, wouldn't know how to, I guess, start that. But
hey, loser.
Yeah, Makayla would like approach, like, hail, or I don't know, like, hello, sir. Just look like someone who's like they look like they're like I don't know. You look like someone who's been around the city a bit. Just traveler myself, and was just wondering if I could get if you would happen to have any information on specific happenings going on within the city. Any news of note?
I've been here a bit. There's been some happenings. Why you want to know? Like, kind of looks you up and down.
As I said, it just happened to pass through here on my travels. Might be staying here for a while, so I'm curious what the sort of situation in this great city is.
Make just a regular charisma roll. Charisma check. Just straight charisma.
Okay. Coming up. 19, 20.
That was almost another one.
Almost.
Alright. The merchant kind of like looks you up and down. The top knot on his head kind of bobs with gravity. Is like, you got money? He kind of like grins at you and licks his bottom lip.
Buy you a drink?
Alright.
Fair trade.
Fair trade indeed. I like you. Alright. Sure. Let me hitch old Ruster up. Alright, Ruster, be cool already. He's kind of like pats his raptor. Sure. You all, sorry, not you all. You take this dwarf to an unassuming bar, and actually no. You go to take him to a bar, and then he halts you and says, "No, let's get a drink from from the juice bar. It's only open. It's the late night juice bar." You go to this late night juice bar, and by golly, it is a juice bar. It is lit up with like cheap looking lava lamps that are neon color, like neon blue, neon green, neon pink, and just like bright, burn your eyes yellow. They serve all manner of citrus here, and that's what I'm looking to quench me thirst.
See, only at the late hours.
It's the late night juice bar, and he points to the sign that is aptly named the Late Night Juice Bar. It's NITE.
Well,
Of course it is.
And juice is spelled J.
nice.
J. The late night J bar.
Late night J bar.
That's not the joke I
Sorry.
was going to make, but sure, that's now the joke.
Person like me, I love that kind of like weird late night, very specific thing, kind of restaurant shop vibe. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. But
I was actually gonna say it's JUUS, but you guys beat me to it.
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
The sign kind of falls off. It's just Jag. Oh, careful. Alright.
One of those hidden gems people talk about. So yes, one drink for news on the city.
Orange.
Sound fair?
Orange, if you please.
Sure.
I get an orange.
Okay. The unassuming elf, draped in, like, shrouded in obscuring clothing, trying to that makes them like look deceitful. They wordlessly take your 2 silver, and without seemingly like moving anything apparent, like as they push this glass forward with clearly their hand, like their robes don't move. It doesn't seem to be like their extremity that moves. Like there's no robes that are moving with their forearm and shoulder. But by golly, there is a neon and glowing orange drink placed upon this illuminated countertop.
Thank you.
The shrouded person just gives you a wordless nod, blinking back with their glowing white beady eyes. The dwarf gulps it down. Ah, that hits the spot. That hits the spot all right. Thank you. Ah. You're a marmayor. All right, yeah, it's not worth. News, and what kind of news are you interested in? You know, what's selling? What's bullion? What's
I suppose any particular events of note? Anything of note in
No, you just want to hear my
unusual
story then. Well, you see,
No,
I got up in the morning,
city.
I had to rewrap my rope. Well, actually, you know what? This might be something worth your while. You look like you're a mite traveled. Someone's buying up all the silver and all the iron. Someone just moved in. Someone that specializes in all manner of ore and ingot and rock and quartz. She managed to sell off all her iron. And is gathering it all up. Someone else is buying up all the silver. I heard tale that there's been some minor. I say minor. Look at me talking like I'm some kind of wealthy lout. There's been some theft of some jewels, such as pearls or garnet. Something strange as well, but.
I was under the impression that the city was one of the safest in Khorzaire.
So was I. Until... well... maybe I ain't telling the truth. Maybe someone's not telling me right. None of my stuff's been stolen.
Well, I suppose I should keep an eye out on my own person.
Just whispering the words upon the ears, you know, word gets out.
Word spreads fast.
Word spreads fast. It hits many ears. It gets twisted. It gets worked into whatever nastiness you can get. Haven't experienced it firsthand. Haven't seen it, but I know I'm making a killing off me silver.
Sounds, well, if it works out in your benefit, then no harm, no foul.
Alright, if you want to check out that new shop in town, she's set up right next to the canal, next to the ferry station. Not sure why you
She-
would, but you know, new stuff.
Reselling the silver and irons, or
No, she's got more than silver and all.
but it's still just she's buying the ore, and what exactly is she selling?
Or
Oh, just reselling.
no, she didn't buy me iron. Someone else bought me iron.
Oh, I
Or
see.
buy me silver. She sold all her iron.
I see. Sorry, I was
I'm
misunderstood.
trying to tell you. I'm trying to give you the good detail. You're not. We're not seeing eye to eye. Listen, lend me your ears. I'm trying to tell you that ores and ingots stock is going up.
Does the world have a concept of stock? Is there a stock exchange, like in Luxnox?
It does now.
See. Well, I don't know if that's particularly relevant, but interesting to know. Perhaps it is good to know just the general happenings of the city. So thank you.
Worth a drink at least. Thank you, Mom.
That will, suffice. Have a good rest of your evening.
Alright. Thank you. Have a good rest of your evening as well.
I think before Makayla would go, she would also go back to the late night J bar and yeah, and order also an orange because she's curious.
You're slid a tall, just a tall, unassuming glass, except for the fact that it is glowing. The glass appears to have a like illuminated liquid in it, and it causes the orange drink to be a neon orange. It's 2 silver. So you look at the dwarf. The dwarf's looking at you, grinning. Oh, it's delicious, ain't it? Couldn't resist.
I got curious. What can I say?
Everyone gets curious. Then you drink the orange. It is it's kind of like creamy is not the word, but creamy is like a texture. It is like very smooth is what I mean. It is very smooth, but it's not a smoothie. It is just delicious orange flavor with some citrus and just smooth going down.
All right, yeah. She'd keep drinking, sipping on that as she would, I guess, head back to the inn. I think it'd been long enough. Walked around, I'm tired again.
You have 2 temporary HP.
Cool.
Okay. Let's see. So, you are headed to Selene Temple. Makayla's regrouping with the rest. What is the rest of the group doing while Pastiche is causing small explosions and fire breath and maybe burning some stuff?
Xalia is picking her teeth with that interdimensional dagger. She's very good at picking her teeth because she can move them around.
It's a skill, definitely.
Yeah, I think Chuman is attempting to sleep, but Pastiche's explosions is sometimes waking him up. So he's gets half and half struggling.
Twig is unbothered in his coma.
Slit whispers into your head a curious declaration but a determined and fervent one nonetheless. It informs you, you cannot fight in here. This is the war room.
Uh-huh.
Just pick. And, I'm sorry, what's Twig doing?
He is in his food coma.
Okay. Let's see, and then there is a there's a thing that happens to the people inside the room.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You are attacked
Lay it on us.
by an envelope.
Oh shit.
Oh,
no
no.
way.
It slides underneath the door. Instantly just and then it lays there menacingly.
Oh no.
You cannot handle this foe.
Xalia is going to minor illusion the letter catching on fire for the comfort of all in this room. The evil is defeated.
Is it Pastiche sitting behind the door?
Pastiche is on like the opposite side of the room. They would definitely see the envelope. The door's the only thing they're paying attention to other than their scrolls. Doesn't mean they're gonna go get it.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Fair.
Xalia, would you mind?
The letter is on fire. What more do you want from her?
You don't want to see what's in the envelope?
The flames kind of start twisting a little bit differently. She will slowly scutter over to it. She'll open it with the interdimensional dagger.
Okay.
She's not. It's still on fire, by the way. And she'll take it out.
It is a square piece of paper. Sorry, the envelope is also square. It's just unassuming blank. The envelope is. You take it out. The piece of paper is writing on it. It appears to be a set of unrelated words. It reads. Let's see here. Well, forgive me for assuming. I imagine you read it.
Yes.
Alright.
Through the fire and the flames.
Through it. Alright, how much psychic damage does? It reads, Bene Cove. Don't take me a Ben. XOM a bilk. Biting all the berry wine.
Xalia nods. She understands this perfectly. She folds it up and puts it in Twig's mouth. It is still on fire.
Oh no. Intentional?
Yes. It's illusory fire. But it's still on fire.
I think Twig will stir, start to wake up, just with the sleep out of his eyes, and then glance downward and spit out the envelope as fast as possible.
No, she understands it perfectly. It's Twig's.
He's Twig's glancing around the room, panicked. Pastiche, did you set the room on fire?
No? Is something the matter?
And Twig just looks at the envelope and then back at Xalia and then just says, "Oh," as he picks up the burning letter and reads it.
Okay. You want me to start over, or you pick up from where I left off?
Was there any more after what was read?
Yeah, it was. There's some more from where Xalia just lit it on fire. It's like,
No, it was on fire from the start.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. So the rest of it is. Let's see. The rest of it is, Moonpig's Gudgeon. And Flash Can Lay? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then underneath it's Kitchen Lid Darkman's.
What was that last part?
Kitchen Lid Darkman's.
Okay. Yes, so I understand perfectly. Twig will, once Twig finishes reading, he turns to Pastiche and Xalia and says, "Where did you two find this? Besides in my beak."
It just slid through the door. From a friend of yours?
Apparently. Did it come just now?
Approximately.
Twig's gonna head over to the door and just take a peek out into the hall and see if anyone's still out there.
Okay. Make a perception check. You find Makayla.
Hey, Makayla. Welcome back.
Oh, I see you've recovered.
We didn't burn down the room, in case you were wondering.
I was not wondering, but now I'm considering whether or not I should in the future. But I suppose it's good that you didn't. Were you looking for something?
Yeah, or someone. I'm probably gonna head downstairs and see if I can find whoever sent us this letter. Twig will hold it up and then say, someone slipped it under the door just a few minutes ago.
What does it say? like squint and try and like, what does it mean?
Twig will just like hand it over for Makayla to read.
It takes a quick look at it. It's like, I don't understand. Hands it back. Is this like the conversations? You know what? I'm gonna deal with this later.
It's a regional dialect.
Yeah, I somewhat assumed. Well, what does it mean? Do you know?
But I'm not really sure what they want, so I'll have to try to get in touch with them.
I see. Did I see people come like through this way as I was coming back in?
No.
I didn't see anyone leave. So it's just like going through the effort of leaving such a letter. I don't think
It was
they
a
want
couple
to be
minutes
found.
ago.
I see.
You may have just missed them.
Well, be careful, I suppose.
Twig nods. Thank you. And he'll head downstairs to the bar.
As Twig heads down, let's cut to Zoaz. Zoaz, you are able to make it to the Church of Selene easily enough. Well, are you doing anything special?
No, I think Zoaz is just gonna ask the attendant where his room is, and then rest.
Okay. The Loxodon familiar greets you and says, "Oh yes, over here. Here we are. I made sure it smelled nice in here for you. Bit of patchouli. Excuse me, I must go back to my vials." They return back. There's a bit of coffee set out and several kind of little diamond-shaped or rhombus-shaped vials that are typical of containing holy water, but for right now they're empty. Looks like this one has set up to do their best. Zoaz battens down and commences the honk shoe.
Honk shoe commence.
Alright, so we return to Twig, who goes down. You saunter past the bar. As you are heading... Excuse me. As you're heading down, you see the bar, you see the gnome, little bartender, kind of pushes up his small glasses as he gives you a nod. You can see the closed kitchen door and like the half little waist high thing, where people are still kind of bustling, getting ready for, or sorry, doing prep work for tomorrow's breakfast. You also are within eye-shot, within sight of the door, and you see a large brown-maned leonin, like yellow fur, kind of like creamy, dusty muzzle. It's got kind of like a little like stick of wheat sticking out of his mouth, just kind of chewing on it. He's got a sort of a brown vest on and black, sort of like baggy slops. He looks straight at you, just kind of waves to try to get your attention. Kind of does the Chimera wave and tilts his head.
Twig will head on over.
Okay. He runs out of the door, and you head out. You jump out of the door. You're by yourself.
Oh.
Go ahead and make a perception check. As you check left and check right. And check up. This Leonin is nowhere to be seen.
Is there any sign of anyone else?
Your 16 does afford you that it is suddenly sparse and devoid of people. You're the only one out here.
Is this like still in the bar, or is it in the kitchen?
You're outside.
Oh, outside.
I maybe wasn't clear. The Leon was like at the entrance to the whole inn.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay.
they're like, here, follow me outside. Is what they're trying to do.
Would there be any tracks that they left behind, or any hints of where they might have gone?
Yeah, perhaps. Let's roll a survival check. Or, yeah, it'd be survival if you're looking for. Wow, natural 20.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Very cool.
So as you look around, you start noticing that you're the only one here. You start looking for this little goofball who's led you on this chase, and you start looking around for tracks in the sand, and you spot some large paw print that could only belong to a certain Leonin, and you start following them. You get down, you follow them. They go around the side of the building. Away from the street, and then they stop. The paw prints are like they stop. You got a natural 20, so never mind. They stop, and then they turn around, and then there are two large Leonin hind leg prints now facing you. But there's no Leonin that doesn't have any any signature that they have jumped or anything, or like climbed up the wall. It's just they stop here.
It's just gonna like cross his arms, like look in front of him, and like angle a bit up.
I'm sorry, your mic kind of went weird. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Twig's just gonna like cross his arms, like look upwards a bit, and say, like, yes.
Okay. Your response, the response is like a gruff, kind of chuckle, like. Ain't nothing ever get past you, eh, Twig? Always a good lookout.
It's great to see you again, Madash. Twig will try to pat him on the shoulder where he imagines his shoulder is.
Well, take a good look. Because it might be the last time. Now that I got you away from that dwarf. Go ahead and make an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Oh no.
As the huge grin of Madash the Leonin becomes visible as he lunges towards you out of invisibility and pounces on top of you, attempting to hold you to the ground. He gets a 25.
Oh my goodness.
Madash
Hello, sisters.
pounces on you, pinning your shoulders to the sand with big, bulky, puffy Leonin paws. You can kind of hear him chuckle, and that's where we'll run tonight's session.
Dang.
Uh-oh!
Cliffhanger into another cliffhanger. I can't
It's spicy.
That's Twig game.
He's just giving me a hug.
Yeah.
Because he missed me so much.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't hurt you. He just wanted to give you a big old hug. Look, cats
Yeah.
only know how to hug one way.
True.
And it involves an acrobatics check.
And it involves an acrobatics check.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Athletics.
By the way, you're prone. You're prone and grappled. But you are being given a big ol' hug by your best buddy. That's for lunch that session. Yeah, yay! Welcome back, everybody.
Yay.
Happy New Year!
Heck yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.